This is Becky, and I am going to be giving a quick overview on the Bhagavad Gita, which is the most widely utilized spiritual text in the world, even more so than the Bible, and it contains yogic philosophy. It is found within the larger epic tale of the Mahabharata, which is a tale from India about good versus bad brothers that are fighting back and forth trying to gain power of the empire. The Gita centers around the impending war that is going to occur between them. Arjuna is the leader for the good army, and he is the heroic archer and the best fighter for the good army. He plays the game of dice and wins and chooses Krishna to be the chariot rider. Now, Arjuna in the story is a metaphor for our highest self, while Krishna is the metaphor for our higher consciousness. Krishna is also a avatar, which is a descended form of a god that is put down on earth in the form of a person or whatever in that era is. So in the era of reptiles, it would have been a descended form of like in a turtle. So in the story, it is of a person. Now, before the war occurs, the leader always gets to go to the other side and see what they're fighting against. So Arjuna rides across and sees his opponents, which he recognizes all their faces. They are people he grew up with. It's his family. People that he may have played with. So there's all these faces that he recognizes, which puts doubt in Arjuna to fight this battle or to fight this war. And he goes back to his team, to his army, and Krishna sees his doubt in his face. So the Gita is the dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna, and Arjuna's doubts. And Krishna is giving him advice through yogic philosophy. In the Gita, there are three main types of yoga that is mentioned. The first one is karma yoga, which is the yoga of selfless action. The second one is bhakti yoga, which is the yoga of devotion to a higher power. And the third one is the jnana yoga, which is the yoga of self-knowledge or inquisition. The primary yoga that is talked about in the story is the karma yoga. And karma means action. So it does not have to specifically mean good or bad karma. It all depends on how we perceive that action or that event that occurs. So the war that occurs between the good versus bad brothers can be a metaphor for our daily struggles in our life, the battles that we face each day in our lives. And they could be battles of maybe a fight with our spouse, or trying to get our kids to clean their room, or financial battles or financial difficulties, all these difficulties that we have in our life. So the Bhagavad Gita gives us wisdom to conquer these battles. When we face these battles, it's important to always move forward in them and not to avoid them, because they will always come back to us and it will make us go into this loop. And with the act of the selfless action, with our karma yoga, we can break this loop and eventually hopefully make an upward spiral instead of always constantly making the same decisions over and over and over. Now back to the story, through the wisdom of the yoga that Krishna was talking to Arjuna about, he did give him the confidence to fight the battle and win. And with our yoga practice, we can find our higher self and fight the battles in our life and conquer them. So the Bhagavad Gita really is wisdom to help us face our battles and come to victory. Thank you so much for listening, and namaste.